Who is God speaking to in Genesis chapter 1 verse 26? Genesis 1:26 has a scene of God creating mankind. And specifically it says, "Let us make man in our image." And there's much debate about what this is actually talking about, but I should say there's only debate among some more evangelical and fundamentalist thinkers, because on the consensus view of scholarship, there's really no question or debate whatsoever. The consensus or mainstream idea on this passage basically states that God is talking to his divine council. He's talking to other divine members, other spirit beings, the sons of God, so to speak, within this council. Some people confuse this with angels, but they're not necessarily angels. They're higher classifications of beings than just angels within the Hebrew Bible. So that's who God is speaking to. One of the clearest examples of this is not only just in Genesis 1:26, but is also within Genesis 11, where God says, "Let us go down and confuse their language," in reference to Babel. So that's what that passage is about. But another clear example of such an idea, and I should say, this passage certainly is not about the Trinity. It's not God the Father talking to God the Son. Because one way to kind of deduce this is you can see in, let's say, Job chapter 1, where this Ha-Satan or Satan figure comes to speak with God. And there's debate about whether or not this is like the Satan that we all kind of come to think of as the main bad guy. But regardless of how you view that, it's still a divine council scene where God is speaking to these other divine beings within this passage. The sons of God. Some translations again try to say angels in Job 1, but it's not actually angels. It's the sons of God. It's the Hebrew word is B'nai Elohim. So that's another example there. It's the same word that's used of the divine beings of Genesis chapter 6, in reference to how we get the Nephilim giants after the rebellion of these sons of God figures. Another clear example of this, like divine council scene or imagery, is in 1 Kings chapter 22, verses 19 through 22. And it has another scene of the same sort, showing that Yahweh is speaking to these other spirit beings in heaven about the wicked king of Israel named Ahab and his demise, and they come to a plan for his demise. So that's basically what this is all about. It's about the divine counsel of Yahweh, God speaking to other divine or quasi-divine beings, lesser gods if you want to call them. Some translations will literally just say gods. That's how we translate the word Elohim in many respects, based on singular and plural verbs. But that's what this passage is about. Genesis 1:26 is not about the Trinity, but it is actually about the divine council. So there's that part. Another clear reference to this is actually Psalm 82. Psalm 82 opens up with Yahweh speaking to these other divine beings, and then he eventually condemns them, saying, "You are all gods, but you will die like men." And that's about the clearest example of a divine council scene that you can get in the Hebrew Bible. Like I said, I just don't think it gets any more clear-cut to that, and that's how we can show that it's actually not about the Trinity, and it's about God and these other divine beings. And again, it's not angels either. It's these other beings that we kind of classify in a different sense than angels, but are on still a higher level playing field in the divine world. But that's all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe for more content like this.